Joan.
Hi.
Hi. So you're in the middle of working. Did not prepare for this.
No.
I didn't tell you I was
prepared.
coming in. I just dropped my daughter off and just snuck in. So I see you're working at the computer.
Here I am.
Diligently.
Just opened my emails, and there's a long list of no telling what.
So is this the first thing you do when you get here in the morning?
Yes. I usually turn on my computer and check my emails, and I've already had a call asking for one of the orders from the Halloween carnival last year for how many fajitas, how many hot dogs did we order, and what are the item numbers. So I went into my files. I have a closet over here.
Let's check it out.
Prior years financials and lots of other things.
All right. Do we have lots of closets around that are filled with
every
random
office
things?
has a closet, but mine has mostly financial stuff because that's what I do.
Yeah. Well, I know you do, primarily, well, I should say, supposedly your primary job is doing financials, but I think you really do a lot more than that. What are some of the other things that you do?
Well, this week's a really busy week because we're publishing a newsletter, and so I'm gathering information for that. I have a file that Cindy gives me. She has birthdays and attendance and memorials, and then we also have our scripture readings that we publish in every newsletter. And
so you get all this information, and then
yes,
what? Do you have to sort of collate it?
An article from Pastor Fetter
handwritten?
that I'll have
Okay.
to type up, and then Pastor Lene sends me her article via email. And what was your question?
You just sort of collate everything and put it on the computer? Is that?
Yes, I have a file called newsletters, and so I keep all the newsletters in my computer filed under newsletters for that year, and so I have an archive of past years. And also, you might remember that we have them on our website, and we've been publishing them on a blog for over a year now.
Yeah.
So you can go back and look at old newsletters.
So let me ask you this. I know that we've got them archived on the computer. What about ones that were pre-computer? Do we have those anywhere? Or?
I believe we do have them, but I don't know where.
Maybe in one of those boxes.
Yes, we have a big storage room that has lots of boxes in it. And I think there's also an attic in the activity center that has a lot of old information stored away. So if you really, really, really wanted to find out what happened in 1984, you could go back to those old newsletters.
Hey, I could go back and see all those times that I was ever an acolyte.
True.
Great. So tell me a little bit more about the newsletter. Whenever you've got it all on the computer, then what? Do you all send it off for printing? Do you do it here on?
When we finish typing it, putting everything together, laying it out, and getting all the information, my computer is hooked up to the printer in the workroom, and so I just hit print, and Cindy's my proofer. She's and also Pastor Fetter proofs the newsletters before we publish them, and so after we've printed, and get it all proofed, then we have a machine called a risograph machine.
Ooh, spell that.
And it prints out really quickly. It's
Okay.
faster than the copy machine, and it's also a lot less expensive.
Nice.
We usually print about 385 copies of each page. So I think we mail a little over 250 or so, because we still have some former members in other cities that want to receive our mail. Yeah. And anyway, once we have them all printed on both sides, then we send it through our folding machine. And so each one of those sheets has to go through the folding machine.
So why don't you do that? You don't do that. So you said today you're preparing the.
Today we're preparing. Tomorrow morning we'll finish all the edits and everything, and finish gathering all the information that might be still just being updated, and because we have lots of last minute people, and so around 10 o'clock we'll start printing and then folding, and then we have 3 volunteers who come in to
nice.
help stuff the newsletters. They're collated, and so each page goes in, and then we put little butterfly stickies on them to keep them from falling apart in the mail. And we have 2 volunteers who take the newsletter to the bulk mailing, which is at the Central Post Office, which is now on Cross Park Drive, so it's kind of northeast Austin. And so we're fortunate to have people who volunteer to do that.
Is it the same people every time, or is it sort of
we
a
have 2
rotating
different
schedule?
people. Our newsletter stuffers are Rose Leone, Ruth Shane, and Carolyn Johnson. And sometimes Lenore Moltz fills in for them when they can't come. And then Rosa Hatfield and Ruth take turns. Ruth Shane take turns taking it to the post office.
Wow, that must be really really helpful to have people.
Oh yes, it's
help out like that.
wonderful. We love having volunteers. And we also have a volunteer that helps us stuff the bulletins on Friday afternoons. So we don't have to do that every time.
So do you have any like great stories of good or bad of something at last minute, like you thought you had everything all set up, then all of a sudden it's like everything that just fell apart?
Well, just about every week or every time we do a new newsletter, it seems like lately there's been a lot of pages, and it seems like I'm always crunching to get the last page done before the ladies get here. Actually, they get here, and I be sure and have the cover page and the youth page, which goes on the other side of that, done, and that way that buys me time so that I can finish completing the rest of the pages. I don't like to be on such a crunch schedule, but sometimes it just happens because we have a lot going on here at Abiding Love, and I take time out to do things like this morning. Someone already called and asked about the Halloween Carnival, and this week's a busy week also because we have payroll and we have end of month bills, and we have the Imagine appeal going on, and so we're having a special service on Sunday, and we're going to recognize our saints, and I'm getting to do the PowerPoint, and I've never done a PowerPoint before, so I'm learning as we go, and it's so we're scanning in pictures, and then we'll into the computer, and then we'll compile the PowerPoint.
How do you have enough hours in the day? And do you always have a smile on your face at the end of the day? That's the real question.
Well, I don't know. Ask my family when I get home. Most of the time, it's a lot of fun to help people and do things to make Abiding Love a special place. And I do love my work, and so sometimes it's more, I love my job, but when I get home, there's things that don't get them there. But that's okay, because it's worth it.